Hey guys, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to install the most natural looking weave in 3 steps, including the braid down, the sew down, and my very own no leave out method. Yes, this hair right here is not growing out of my scalp. So if you're interested in seeing how I did it so you can fool all of your friends too, then just keep watching. So the first thing that I'm doing is braiding down my hair. I start by braiding 2 braids going as far back as I want my part to be at where I want my part to be. So because I'm doing it in the side part, I braided those 2 first braids at the side where I want to have my part. And then I continue by braiding braids going down, starting from the top of my head where the part is, going down all the way to the back bottom of my head. And when I get to the part where I have those 2 braids ended, I continue and braid those down as well. And I do the same thing on the other side, braiding along the perimeter and downwards. This is my natural hair, and if you're interested in how I grew it this long, you can watch another video. So I just continue braiding down my hair. The braids I'm using are pretty big because there's no need really to have small braids. These big braids get the job done and work really nicely. So once I'm done braiding down all of my hair, I just tuck in the remaining braids in between the cornrows and I bobby pin them down so I can sew everything down later. So now the fun part, sewing. So once I unravel my hair, I fold it in half and put the needle through 2 halves of the weft so right here the weft is folded in half, and I just put the needle through the 2 halves just to keep it, because just doubling the weft makes it go faster. So once the weft is hanging from the thread, I pull the needle up through my braid, and then I do another stitch pulling the needle up through my braid. And then with the extra thread remaining, I loop the needle like so and secure. So I'm going to show you again. I put the needle up under everything, under the braid and under the wefts, and then I loop the needle. And then whenever I'm running out of thread, instead of just looping once, I like to loop it like 2, 3, or 4 times to make it extra secure. And then I cut off the needle and tie the remaining thread and cut off the rest. And then I move on by just threading a new needle and then sewing. So the first step is to always loop it before you pull it through. So that's what I'm going to do as I continue throughout my head, starting along the perimeter and moving back and forth in a horizontal motion. So the hair that I'm using in this install is from AliExpress, and I'll leave the information and everything you need to know about this hair down below where you can get it. As you can tell, this hair looks so natural. I'm really feeling this texture. As I continue to move up along the hair, I continue to sew. So once I reach my 3rd bundle, I always start each bundle by putting the needle through the weft, like the actual thick band, and then as I'm sewing, I usually just go under the weft and don't actually sew through it, just because it makes it 1, faster, and 2, keeps the weft nice and sturdy, so you're not messing with it too much by constantly sewing through it. So I do that in a back and forth motion all the way up to my hair, and then I stop and I cut off the weft. Here I'm showing you how much hair I had left over. So I had 3 bundles and it was way more than enough. And so I continue and I stop the weft here the same way I showed you how to stop it earlier. The reason I stop it here is because in the remaining portion of my head, I will be doing my no leave out method. So here I'm going to show you how I do that. So the first thing that I'm doing is, so you want to have hair left over to use for your no leave out method, because you are going to use the wefted hair and cut off loose strands from the wefted hair. And with these loose strands, you are going to crochet the hair onto your head. So you start by putting the crochet needle up through your hair and latching on to the hair. Once you've latched it, hold on to the loop on one end, and then you'll have your 2 pieces on the other end. One will probably be shorter than the other. And then I grab the shorter piece and pull it through. And usually knotting it once is good enough, especially because this hair is so kinky and you really have no problems with splitting at all, or with slipping at all. And I'm just showing you how I get it to look more natural and blend it in. Really, it does not take much effort at all. As you can see, I did like 5 seconds worth of things and it came out looking really, really natural very easily. It wasn't that much work at all, really. So I'm just showing you continue to show you how I do it. It's important that you put the crochet needle up from underneath the braid, grab onto the hair, latch it, pull it through, and loop it once, because this hair will not slip at all. I'm relaxed, so my leave out would not match this. And even if I was natural, my natural hair is a kinkier curl than this. This is a very kinky curl, but it's not necessarily my 4C hair. So I know not all natural hair will blend in well with this, which is why it is nice to not have to have leave out and not have to worry about blending or taking care of your hair, but you still get the look of natural hair. I'm loving it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun making it for you guys. If you want to see my other videos, such as how I grew my hair this long, you can watch my other video, and I'll see you in the next one.